Hello everybody and Happy New Year. My name is Jess with Little Sparks Cookies, and today we're going to do a fun little New Year's 2017 is going to be real sweet theme. Okay, well sorry, I'm just adjusting this here. Okay, so I'm going to start filling in per usual since some of ours are different colors here. And this one is probably going to be my favorite one that we do. It's going to be a little KitchenAid mixer, and if you guys bake, KitchenAid mixers are the best. They're like a must-have in baking over here for me. Okay, and as you guys see, this is going to smooth out really soon. And I'm live from Los Angeles, and I'd love to know where you guys are watching from, and are you guys on break right now? I know here in LA it's Monday, and most people have the day off.
Estina's from Georgia.
Oh, nice, Georgia. Okay, so if we want to smooth it out, we just go like this. And I know it looks a little crowded here, but I just did it to be very festive. Okay, so I'm going to put this on the side just to give us some room here. Here we have a little champagne bottle.
Bailey's from South Carolina. She says hello.
Hi, Bailey. Okay, so I'm just gonna do our little champagne bottle, and we're gonna let them dry in these sections that we're icing them. And guys, I think my website will be attached very soon. I know that you guys always ask for the recipe. If you go on the About tab on my website, you'll see a link there for the recipe for the cookies and the icing and the piping. Okay, so as you guys see, I'm just filling them in. We're gonna do a fun little 2017 is gonna be real sweet. Okay, so this is my icing. I'm using this and I'm using my bags, and I'll show you my bags here in a second, okay? So we're gonna do a cupcake.
Melissa from Canada says Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Melissa from Canada. I actually went to Canada for the first time in 2016, and I can't wait to go back. I went to Vancouver. Okay, this is a really pretty green. And as you guys can see, I iced some donuts there just to kind of speed things up. I have a little ice cream cone here. Okay. All right, I'm trying to keep this in the middle here for you guys so you guys can see. This is going to be the bottom of my ice cream cone. So again, if you guys are just tuning in, my name is Jess from Little Sparks Cookies, live today from Los Angeles, California. And I always go back and read where you guys are from. I'm always so surprised. People all over the world get to watch this, which is amazing. Okay, and what? Oh, we got our 2017 over here. This was a cutout.
Daniela said Happy New Year from Mexico.
Happy New Year, Daniela. I've been to Mexico as well. So you guys, if you see, I'm using these bags, and they're really convenient to use when you're filling in, like I'm about to do with this 2017 here. Because it helps you really get in those lines and not really mess up. And as you can see, I outlined them as well with piping. Piping's a little bit harder, and we're gonna go back and outline these anyway, so they don't have to be perfect. What did you guys learn how to bake last year, 2017? That sounds silly, that was a day ago. But yeah, or is there anything that you'd like to learn this year? Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry for a second. Then I'm gonna go in and fill in the 0 and the 7. All right. What color should I do this hat? I think we're gonna go with a darker pink. So I have this pink here. So I have this little water bottle here. If my icing gets too hard, that's how I make it a little bit more liquidy. Okay. This one, we're gonna do pink. what did you guys do for New Year's? I'd love to hear what you guys did. We actually stayed home. I didn't go do anything. It was great. I worked on a puzzle for 5 hours, watched a movie, and was asleep by 11. So fun. Okay. Okay, I think we've got all of ours colored.
And I was asking for the recipe for the cookies.
The recipe, my website will be shared shortly if it hasn't already. And you will see a link there. If you hit on the About tab and you click on recipe, you'll see it there. So I'm just cutting this a little bit bigger. You guys see in my bag to fill in the KitchenAid. Do you guys have a KitchenAid? Because I'm telling you, if you want to learn how to bake and make things easy, KitchenAid is great. But it's not absolutely necessary.
Bailey stayed home and watched the movie Insurgent.
Oh, Bailey, that sounds like fun, you see? You and I are very alike. Insurgent. Oh, I think we've watched that. Yeah, it's a good movie. Okay. So we're gonna make a cute little pink KitchenAid mixer here. My KitchenAid mixer is blue, and it's like I don't even know what kind of blue. It's like a darker blue. Okay, make sure we're getting in the lines here. And if you guys are just tuning in, you can follow me on Instagram at Little Sparks Cookies, or check out my website, littlesparkscookies.com. I also have a Snapchat, which is really fun, and that is Little Spark Jess. Okay, so just to let you guys know what we're gonna do here, we have some silver that we're gonna put on this to let dry a little bit, and then we're gonna do some cute little icing thing there. Okay, now I'm gonna go to this. Did any of you guys drink champagne on New Year's?
Andrea wants to know, how do you get those vibrant colors?
Andrea, so I get these vibrant colors because I use a really good food coloring, which is a gel paste, and I can show you that here in 1 second. And you don't even have to use a lot because it's so potent. So if you're gonna be shopping to bake and make icing, you don't wanna get those really watery ones you can get at the grocery store, because you have to use like a whole bottle, and you still don't even get the vibrant color that you want. The brand I'm using here is Americolor, or you can use Wilton, which is also great. Okay, so. Okay, all right. So Chi-Chi said, when you click on the website, it takes you to the Taste Made. So I made a video, and if you click under the video, is the recipe there. So. And there's a video which shows you how I do it, which I thought would be helpful. Okay. All right, so the top is gonna be gold, and we'll do that here in a second. Okay, and I think now I can fill in the white, in blue. I'm gonna fill in the 0 and the 7. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions? So I'm always very concentrated on this one here. I don't know why. Okay.
What inspired you to make these?
What inspired me to make these? Well, since it was the new year, I was actually just gonna stick with the new year theme and do like the black, white, gold, and silver, but I thought it would be kind of cute just to make it a cute baking theme for the new year, because there's going to be a lot more baking this year for me, and I hope it inspires you guys to get out there and bake. Okay, guys, what color should I do my ice cream? Pink, blue, or white? I'm going to do the cupcake top white, so whoever answers first, I'll do that. Okay, so I'm going to do this.
Melissa says, every time I make icing, it always is too liquidy and not proper. What do I do? Okay, so if it's too liquidy, Melissa, just add powdered sugar or meringue powder, because you can always fix it if it's too liquidy or too hard.
Okay, so now I'm gonna do this, and I'm just gonna give it like a little icing drip effect. Is this in the middle? Yeah. Okay. And then I'm gonna add some sprinkles. This is probably one of my favorite cookie cutters because it's like the perfect little baking cookie cutter. All right, so I'm just gonna put some sprinkles on there. I'm a little picky on the colors that should go on. I don't want red to go on there.
I want the ice cream to be pink.
Oh, you guys want the ice cream to be pink? All right. Okay, keep getting pink. All right, there's the blue. Yellow. Then we'll add a blue. All right, I think that's good there. And then we're gonna wait till this is a little bit more dry and put some silver on there.
How can we store the icing and for how many days?
So you can store the icing, I mean, there's no dairy in it, so really for like up to a week. But, and you have to make sure it's in an airtight container because if you don't, your icing will get really hard and start to crack and it just won't be as smooth as this. So I would say in an airtight container for up to a week, do not refrigerate it. A lot of people do that and I never do that.
What is the perfect temperature when you use for baking cookies?
So I always do 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so I'll go back and do something cute to that. Okay, and this one's gonna be white, and I'll go ahead and put some of these on there. Okay.
How long do the cookies last?
Who's asking me? So I can.
Kiara?
Kiara, so the cookies last, these were baked today. They would last, well, I'm kind of weird about this. I don't like people eating old cookies. So I would say 1 to 2 days, but really if you put them in a bag or an airtight container, they're fresh for up to a week. But I mean, I like people to eat them soon. Fresh baked cookie is always amazing. Okay, so we're gonna do white here. Then I'm gonna go in and fill this, just throw some sprinkles on there and just make it kind of more simple. Okay. So yeah, let me know if you have any other questions. Okay, so I'm just gonna do like a little line down here. Let's see if we can do that. And then I think I'll outline it a little bit later. Okay.
Christy wants to know, how do you make black icing?
So black icing, I do use black food coloring. And again, it's the AmeriColor brand and it's a really potent food coloring. So you really don't need to use a lot, which is great. Okay, I'm taking off these sprinkles because they're bothering me here. Okay. So I'll let that cool over here. And then, all right, so we'll do this gold already. And you see I have these little bags that I get at cookiecutterkingdom.com. And they really help perfect your icing lines. So it was stuck there. Okay, all right. Because this is gonna be gold and I have an edible gold glitter that I use. It's called a highlighter, which is really, really pretty. And you guys will see how pretty it is. Okay. All right, that's our gold. Get these little sprinkles out of the way. Did any of you guys make any New Year's resolutions? I'd love to hear them. I actually didn't, I never do, I don't know why. Okay,
Pamela wants to know if the cookies are chewy or crunchy.
Pamela, the cookies are very chewy and delicious. And the trick to that is not over baking them. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do white, just a very simple here, color here, and then I'm gonna add some sprinkles here in 1 second.
Bailey said not to eat as many cookies.
Not to eat as many cookies. No! Cookies are the best.
Melissa said eat healthier.
Oh, that's good. I'm trying to think. If I were to make one, maybe, I think everybody kind of always has a resolution to work out more, but I already work out, so I think I'm okay.
Selena wants to know what the recipe is for these cookies.
So Selena, the recipe will be shared if it hasn't already, but if you go on my website, littlesparkscookies.com, if you go to my About page, you will see a little recipe tab there, and if you click on it, you will get to see my recipe. Okay, so now I am going to make that silver.
Sharon wants to know if it's hard to master icing. She tried a couple times and hers comes out runny or too thick.
Sharon, it takes practice, but like I said before, if it's too thick, add a little bit of water, and I'm gonna show you what I use.
And Wee wants to know, does each cookie shape have its own mold?
Yes, I have cookie cutters. And Sharon, this is what I use to add water in. You see how it's so tiny? You're just adding like little drops so it doesn't go from being too hard to super liquidy. And if it's too liquidy, all you have to do is add more powdered sugar. So I don't know if you guys can see like how pretty this silver is here, but it really helps make it look realistic. And I forgot who asked me about the cookie cutters. Yes, these are all cookie cutters, and I have probably have about 500 cookie cutters.
They want to know what flour you use.
Flour, I use all-purpose flour. I think it's like what is it? Arthur King, something like that? Or gold medal flour? It's just a normal, you can use any all-purpose flour, really.
You make gluten-free ones too, right?
Yeah, I do make gluten-free cookies. And basically what you do there for gluten-free, so I'm gonna outline this here in a second. So if it's gluten-free, I use a gluten-free flour. And the recipe for the cookies is so simple. All you have to substitute is the flour. And it's baking flour. Okay, so I'm using a smaller tip for this. And I always, okay, so I'm just gonna start with the pink. I usually do white. But...
Kathy wants to know if you have Instagram.
Kathy, yes, my Instagram is Little Sparks Cookies. Little Sparks Cookies. And I believe the link is shared. And if you guys are just tuning in, my name is Jess from Little Sparks Cookies. And when this is over, you can start it over. Okay, so I'm outlining here.
They want to know where you get your food coloring.
So the food coloring, so I live in LA and there's a baking store called Cake Creations, but you can order it on Amazon. The brand that I like the best is AmeriColor. And I'll show you guys, will you go grab me a food coloring, please? I'll show you guys which one it is. All right, I'm doing something. Oh, I know. So guys, this is the food coloring, AmeriColor. You can see it's not very pretty anymore, but this will last you forever. And you can buy a little one if you're just getting started, and it's really potent. Okay, so now, I forget where I make this line. I think it's here. Okay.
They want to know if you could use powdered sugar.
For my icing, yes, powdered sugar. The icing is actually just powdered sugar, water, vanilla, and meringue powder.
Heather wants to know where you got the KitchenAid mixer cookie cutter.
I think I got it, Heather, I think I got this cookie cutter on a website called cheapcookiecutters.com. And I want to say it was like $5. Okay, so I'm trying to think what I'm gonna do next here. Let's see if I can, I know. These I did earlier, these little donuts here. And I'm just gonna add some sprinkles.
Grace wants to know if you have a shop.
Grace, I do not have a shop. I do all of this from home. Okay, so this, I'm just gonna make it look like a donut. These are really fun to make, guys. I made these on Tastemade too.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
So I have a YouTube channel that I need to update even more, but I will share that link when I'm done here as well. Cause I make a lot of videos and they're all on my Instagram and they're sped up, but they're really fun if you guys would like to check them out. If you go to my Instagram, littlesparkscookies.com, and if you search the hashtag littlesparkstv, you will see all of my videos there. Okay, so I'm gonna make a bigger tip for this little donut here.
They want to know if they can order cookies from you.
Yeah, you can. If you go to my website, I believe there is a tab that's titled How to Order, and you can do all of that there. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, but it's gonna be pink. Do you guys like donuts? Do you prefer cookies or donuts?
This person's cookies used to get really hard to eat when they left them to cool. Any idea why?
Hard. Well, you're probably over baking them. You really only need to bake these no more than 10 minutes depending on the size, but a lot of recipes say like, oh, 10 to 12 minutes. And when you're baking them, you're gonna think that they're not ready. Like they're gonna look like they're not all the way baked, but they actually keep baking once you take them out. So remember that next time you bake. Do not over bake them.
Laura wants to know where you get the cookie cutters from.
The cookie cutters, I buy them from a couple of places. So I get them on Etsy, cheapcookiecutters.com, Cookie Cutter Kingdom. But really, I mean, you can actually just Google cookie cutters and there's a ton of websites that actually sell them.
Emily wants to know how you make your icing.
So the icing, again, the recipe is on my website. If you go to About and hit recipe, it's gonna take you to a link with the video and all of my recipes. But it's just very, very simple. It's just powdered sugar, water, vanilla, and meringue if you'd like to add it. I like to use meringue when I'm using different colors so that the colors do not bleed. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the ones that are done up here, guys, just to help me get a little bit organized. How long have I been going for?
It's 11:23.
Okay, all right, so this is just gonna be a very simple cupcake. I'm just gonna give it some lines down here. And if you guys are just tuning in, my name is Jess from Little Sparks Cookies. You can follow me on Instagram at littlesparkscookies.com, Snapchat, littlesparkjess. You can check out my website at littlesparkscookies.com. And I just shot a series of videos on Tastemade. Oops. Okay, so as you guys see, I just messed up. Let's see. Okay, well, that's all right.
They want to know if you make cookies a lot or just when you're bored. Emily.
Oh, I make cookies a lot, Emily. Not just when I'm bored. Sorry, I just laughed at something that I saw there. Okay, since the theme here is 2017 is going to be sweet, let's do a little drip. Dripping is my favorite. Dripping is like when it looks like icing is dripping down this, and it's really fun to do. So as you guys see, I'm just gonna do this with the bag. It's so much easier. And then in a second, we're just gonna add some sprinkles on here.
They want you to make unicorn cookies.
Oh, who said that?
Beatrice.
Beatrice. Actually, I am gonna be here every Monday this month at this time, and I'm not kidding. Unicorns is what I'm gonna make next week. That's so funny. I'm doing like a unicorn rainbow theme, which is hilarious. So Beatrice, you better be here next week at 11 to watch it, because I actually love making unicorn cookies. All right, how cute is that? Okay. Now we've got our ice cream.
I'd like to know if you sell cookies and how much.
Well, I do, and again, you can email me from my website, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And I ship in the US. Okay, so we're just gonna do that here. And I don't even know if this might be too thick. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little thick, but we're still gonna give it some little waffle cone lines. Okay. Yeah, guys, how was your New Year's? I'd love to know. Mine was just very relaxed at home. It was great. Okay. So that is like the simplest ice cream I've ever made, but it's pretty cute. Oh, our champagne. Let's see if this is dry. It's kind of dry, so I'm gonna show you guys. This gold is like really just as potent as that silver one, but it helps make it really realistic. Really realistic. Sounds funny. Okay. And usually I wait a little bit more. I give it more time to make sure it's really dry. That's why I'm doing this very, very softly.
Roz wants to know if you've ever made rainbow or checkered type cookies.
I have made rainbow cookies, checkered type. No, I'm trying to think if I've made
Soccer balls.
I've made soccer balls, yeah. Those are actually extremely hard. Those lines are really difficult to execute.
I don't know where you get the silver and the gold.
The silver and the gold I got from a baking store, but you can get it on Amazon as well. I also use edible gold leaf, which I love. Okay, I'm just gonna write like cheers on this. And I'm just outlining it in my black piping here. And if you guys are just tuning in, when the video is over, you can start it over and see where we started, but really decorating is the funnest part. Okay, so I'm just gonna write cheers.
I don't know, where do you get your cookie cutters?
The cookie cutters I get from Cookie Cutter Kingdom, Sheep Cookie Cutters, and Etsy. All right, there's my cheers. And I think our last one is this big one. And we're gonna write something fun. And this one, I don't know what I wanna do. I'm gonna outline it and just put some stripes in it. So if you guys are wondering what I have in my hand here, this is piping, which is harder than the icing, and it holds its shape. So you see how I wrote cheers on this and it didn't smear? That's because it's piping and it's a lot harder.
Lorna wants to know, how long does the icing last in the bags before you throw them away?
Well, I think I keep mine no more than a week. But, so the trick is they can't be exposed to air. If they get exposed to air, they get really hard, and then you just have to make new ones. Okay, so there's our little party hat.
They want you to make the cookies up higher because of the comments.
Oh, yes. Sorry, guys. Now I'm almost done. Sorry about that. So this one I'll do right there. And for this one, I want to write something. What should I write? I was thinking like peace, love, bake. Do you guys have any thoughts? Kind of like a New Year's saying. What would be cute? Emily just asked if I've ever bought icing from the store. No, I do always make it. I don't like buying icing from the store because the consistency is always kind of weird for me.
New year, new me.
New year, new me. Okay, that's good.
Happy 2017.
Oh yeah, I should have made an extra one for that. So I'm just adding these little sprinkles here. And I'm outlining it here with my piping. Yeah, where are you guys watching from? I haven't looked at the comments, but I always go back and read these. Okay. So I want to do something with baking. Maybe Peace, Love, Bake 2017. How's that sound? Good? Okay. All of these sprinkles really kind of crazy over here. Is this up high? Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna use my pink icing, and I'm gonna have to reach. Please let me know if my head is in the way. So I always start with my middle word to give me a good idea. I'm gonna make sure it's here. Okay, Peace, Love, Bake. Guys, I'm gonna do Peace, Love, Bake. So then I'm gonna do love in cursive. Okay. Love. Oh, Jennifer just said peace, love, cookies. Yes. I got it. Okay. All right, I'll do peace in cursive as well. Peace, love, cookies. Okay. I'm gonna do cookies not in cursive, so we can make sure that everybody can read it. Okay. C-O. So writing on cookies is kind of intimidating because if you mess up or if you run out of room, you can't really fix it. So I always make extra cookies just in case I mess up. And if you guys are just tuning in, when the video is done, you can start it over. You can check out my website at littlesparkscookies.com. You can follow me on Instagram at littlesparkscookies. Okay, I think, are we done? Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna make sure they're all centered here. And I hope that everybody had a happy new year. And I'm gonna be back next week, actually every Monday for the month of January. And next week we're gonna be making unicorn cookies. And if you guys have any requests on what else I should make, please comment and I'll try to make them. So thank you guys for watching. My name is Jess from Little Sparks Cookies, and Happy New Year.